Hey, so you ever have one of those moments, like a little glitch in the matrix that makes you stop and wonder, is any of this actually real? Well, today we are leaning right into that feeling. We're going to dive into a seriously mind-bending question. If our world is a simulation, who or what wrote the code? I mean, think about it. This question, it's not just for sci-fi movies anymore. It's moved from those late-night philosophical chats right into the labs of physicists and the halls of academia. The idea that our entire universe, everything we see, feel, and experience, might just be one unbelievably advanced computer program. And that's exactly what we're going to explore. For now, let's just assume it's true. Let's not worry about the if and instead focus on the who. We're going to dig into three really fascinating possibilities for who the architects of our reality might be. Okay, first up, we have the most logical and, maybe the most familiar idea: the programmers. You can think of them as the ultimate scientists, right? They're not driven by feelings or drama, but by a pure, insatiable curiosity for data. For these creators, our universe isn't some grand story. It's a massive experiment. Every star that burns out, every atom that splits, heck, every choice you make is just another data point in a gigantic calculation. They're just trying to see what's possible, pushing the laws of information to their absolute limit. And here's where this theory gets really wild. It takes a genuine mystery from quantum physics, the observer effect, something that has baffled scientists for a century, and it gives a startlingly simple explanation. In a simulation, it's just efficient coding. The system doesn't bother rendering all the details until someone or something is actually there to look at them. It's like a video game saving on processing power. But the implication? Wow. It suggests our reality is fundamentally built around consciousness. It only snaps into full focus when we're watching. So, their goals are purely analytical. They're probably asking questions like, what happens if we tweak the speed of light just a tiny bit? Or, can a complex civilization like, ours, survive without destroying itself? Our entire existence is basically their final report. And that leaves us with a kind of a chilling thought, doesn't it? If the programmers are the ones in charge, are our greatest joys and deepest heartbreaks just lines of output on some cosmic spreadsheet? But okay, what if the point of all this isn't logic at all? Let's do a complete 180 and move from cold, hard data to pure aesthetics. Let's talk about our second possibility: the artists. Just forget about efficiency. Forget about data. The artists aren't trying to build some perfect, stable system. They're trying to create a masterpiece. Their motivation is all about feeling, about wonder, about profound emotion. In this reality, the purpose of a sunset isn't about physics. It's about poetry. And you can really see the massive difference here, right? Where the programmers wanted objective analysis, the artists are all about subjective experience. They're crafting a world designed to explore love and loss and joy and sorrow, because that's what gives their creation its incredible depth and meaning. And here's the most beautiful part of this whole idea. In this version, we're not just passive subjects being watched. Our choices, the music we make, the relationships we build, they're all brushstrokes on this massive, evolving canvas. We're actually participating in making the art. Now, our third and final archetype kind of combines the logic of the programmers with the deeper purpose of the artists. Let's meet the learners. For them, our universe isn't just an experiment for data or a canvas for art. It's a crucible for growth. From this point of view, our universe is basically the ultimate school. It's an environment that's been meticulously designed to help consciousness develop, to let us grapple with huge challenges and evolve into something greater. And who knows, maybe the creators are learning right along with us. So how would that even work? Well, it's a dynamic process. The learners set the stage, they introduce a challenge, could be a global crisis, a major discovery, a moral dilemma, and then they step back. They give us free will to see how we choose to respond, how we adapt, and hopefully how we grow from it all. And this brings us to such a critical point. In this model, suffering, mistakes, all the bad stuff, they aren't bugs in the system. They are features. Because real learning doesn't happen when everything's perfect. It happens when we have to face the consequences of our choices and try to do better. Okay, so we've got the programmers, the artists, and the learners. Three wildly different ideas for who might be running the show. But as cool as these ideas are, they all force us to look in the mirror and ask the same deeply personal question. If our reality is designed, what does that mean for us? And there it is, the big one, the million-dollar question. Because whether the design is based on logic or beauty or education, the very idea of a design seems to go against our most deeply held belief that we are in control of our own lives. So let's just break this down for a second, because this is everything. On one side, you've got determinism. That's the idea that everything is just a cosmic chain of dominoes. Every single event, including what you chose to eat for breakfast, was inevitable because of what came before it, all the way back to the Big Bang. A universe built by our programmers? Yeah, that's probably deterministic. Our choices are just the code running its course. But on the other side, you have free will, the belief that you genuinely could have chosen differently. And this seems absolutely essential for the artist's masterpiece or the learner's school to work. I mean, for there to be real art or real growth, our choices have to be our own, right? At the end of the day, maybe the most powerful thing we can take from all this is we might never know for sure. We may never get to peek behind the curtain. And you know what? Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe the value isn't in finding the one right answer. Maybe the real value is that just asking the question forces us to decide for ourselves what matters, to create our own purpose, and to live a good life, no matter where our reality came from. So I'll leave you with one last really provocative thought. If someone offered you a way out, a red pill, a door to whatever base reality is, with all the unknowns that come with it, would you take it? Or is this reality, this big, beautiful, messy, mysterious simulation, enough?